As the other ants followed Spike onto the rocky plain, Felix watched from a safe distance, his heart heavy with worry.
Suddenly, a shadow swept over the rocks, and Felix's worst fears were realized. A hungry bird swooped down from the sky, its sharp beak poised to strike.
Once upon a time in a super-huge desert, where the sun shone so bright and sand hills went on forever, there was a busy ant town with a really smart and loved queen ant in charge. She taught the ants how to work hard, running around to gather food to keep their home cozy and happy. One day, as the queen ant surveyed her bustling colony, a longing stirred within her, a craving for something sweet and delicious. Now, in the desert, honey was a rare treasure, for flowers were scarce and nectar was hard to come by. But the queen ant was determined to satisfy her craving, so she summoned her loyal subjects and made them an offer they couldn't resist.
"My dear ants,"
she declared,
"I have a craving for honey, the likes of which I've never felt before. Whichever one of you brings me the first honey shall be rewarded with 3 days of rest, with no work to be done."
The ants buzzed with excitement at the queen's offer, for they knew how precious a break from their endless tasks would be. And so, they set out on their quest to find honey, each determined to be the first to succeed. Among them is a big, strong ant named Spike, who lived within the roots of an old oak tree. He was known throughout the colony for his size and strength. Spike was determined to find the honey, no matter the cost. As Spike went on his adventure, he made the other ants hand over their food by scaring the smaller ants with his big size. One sunny afternoon, Spike's aggressive behavior reached a new low. He spotted an older ant struggling to carry a heavy load of grains and seeds and decided to take advantage of the situation. Without a second thought, Spike shoved the older ant aside, causing him to stumble and fall to the ground. The other ants couldn't believe it when Spike just kept walking, leaving the older ant behind. But amidst the chaos, there was one small ant named Felix who refused to stand idly by. With compassion in his heart, Felix rushed to the aid of the fallen ant, helping him to his feet and guiding him to a safe place. Even though he was small, Felix was really brave and kind, showing that being strong isn't just about being big and strong, but also about being good and kind inside. As time went by, the ants explored all over the desert, looking high and low in every corner for a hint of honey. Some ants explored the base of towering cacti, while others ventured into rocky caves in search of hidden treasures. But despite their efforts, none could find honey to bring back to their queen. One sunny morning, Felix came upon a rocky plain that stretched as far as the eye could see. But as he approached, he noticed something troubling. Spike was tricking the other ants into crossing the dangerous rocks.
Unbeknownst to the other ants, Spike was leading them into danger. For you see, Spike knew there is an ant-eating lizard in the rocks. And he knew all too well the dangers that lurked among the rocks. Without hesitation, Felix knew he had to act quickly to warn his fellow ants of the impending danger. With lightning speed, he scurried as fast as his legs could carry him.
When Felix reached them, he sounded the alarm, warning the other ants of the peril that awaited them on the rocky plain. But Spike, angered by Felix's interference, dismissed his warnings and vowed to get even with him. Undeterred, Felix pleaded with the other ants to heed his warning, but they were blinded by Spike's charisma and refused to listen. Determined to protect his fellow ants, Felix knew he had to take matters into his own hands. As the other ants followed Spike onto the rocky plain, Felix watched from a safe distance, his heart heavy with worry.
Suddenly, a shadow swept over the rocks, and Felix's worst fears were realized. A hungry bird swooped down from the sky, its sharp beak poised to strike.
But before disaster could strike, Felix sprang into action, darting out from his hiding place and distracting the bird long enough for the other ants to scurry to safety. With a triumphant chirp, the bird flew away. As the other ants looked on in amazement, they realized the truth: Felix, the smallest among them, had saved them from certain doom. And though Spike may have been big and strong, it was Felix's bravery and quick thinking that had truly saved the day. Spike, set on getting even, started to sneakily trail Felix to figure out his next step. But fate had other plans in store. One serene morning, as Spike trailed behind Felix, their attention was captured by the sight of a majestic cactus, its vibrant flowers glistening in the morning sunlight. Entranced by the allure of the flower nectar, they set their sights on scaling the towering cactus, unaware of the imminent danger lurking nearby.
Unseen by the distracted Spike, a formidable beetle approached, its formidable presence spelling trouble. Feeling the imminent threat, Felix swiftly moved into action, hurrying to alert the unaware Spike. Just as the beetle closed in on the unsuspecting Spike, poised to strike, Felix leaped forward, pushing Spike of harm's way with all his might. In that pivotal moment, Felix's selfless act of bravery altered the course of fate.
The beetle, caught off guard by the unexpected interference, recoiled in surprise before scuttling away into the shadows. And in the wake of danger averted, Spike and Felix stood side by side, their bond strengthened by adversity. With great care, both of the ants climbed the stem of the flower and discovered a hidden treasure nestled within its heart, a single drop of sweet, golden honey. Spike felt a stirring within him, a desire to set things right. He knew that this was his chance to show that he had changed, to let go of his pride and embrace forgiveness. Turning to Felix, Spike made a decision. He gave the honey to Felix to give to the queen. It was a gesture of reconciliation and humility, a symbol of Spike's remorse for his past actions. With grace and dignity, Felix accepted the apology. From that day forth, Spike learned a valuable lesson in forgiveness and compassion, realizing that true strength lay not in seeking vengeance, but in kindness and courage.
And with the precious honey safely cradled in Felix's jaws, the ants hurried back to the colony, their heart pounding with excitement.
When Felix presented the honey to the queen ant, the entire colony erupted in cheers and applause. The queen, delighted beyond measure, tasted the honey with great relish. And true to her word, she granted the Felix 3 days of rest, with no work to be done. The other ants marveled at the small ant's kindness and courage, realizing that sometimes it's the tiniest among them who hold the greatest strength. And so, the queen ant's honey quest became a legendary tale, passed down from generation to generation, reminding all who heard it that true greatness is not measured by outward accomplishments, but by the humility and kindness that lies within. Stick around for some cool fun facts coming up next. Learn fascinating tidbits about ants guaranteed to make you amaze and wanting more. Do ants take naps? Yes, they do. Just like us, ants need sleep, but the amount varies. Queen ants take long, deep sleeps for about 9 hours each day. Worker ants, on the other hand, take lots of short power naps to stay energized. How much weight can ants lift? A single ant can carry 50 times its own weight, and they'll team up to move even heavier things together as a group. True or false question: is it true that ants hold the record for the fastest movement in the animal kingdom? True, one species of ant can snap its jaws shut at a lightning-fast 140 miles per hour. Which continent doesn't have ants? Ants can be found in every continent except Antarctica. That's right, they don't live in Antarctica. Have you ever thought about why ants like to stay close together when they go out exploring? Well, it's because they leave a special smell called pheromones as they search for food. The ants all walk in a line so they can easily follow the trail left by the leader. Pretty cool, right? Why are ants called social insects? Ants are like tiny superheroes because they work together in big groups called colonies. In each colony, there is a special queen who lays eggs, and a bunch of worker ants who help take care of everything. The worker ants build and clean the nest, find food, and look after the baby ants. Male ants have wings, but they don't do much except mate with the queen. Ants are just like a big family helping each other out. And as we come to the end of this incredible journey, we're reminded of the power of compassion, forgiveness, and the strength that lies within each of us. If you were touched by this story and want to be part of more uplifting content like this, ask your parents to hit that subscribe button below. By subscribing, you'll never miss out on another heartwarming tale or inspiring message. Together, let's continue spreading kindness and positivity to make the world a better place. Thank you for watching, and thank you for being a part of our community. Until next time, take care and keep shining bright.